And away we go. And that pretty much puts us in the right context for everywhere. Afternoon, Dave. HKD, AMTD. Obviously, I traded a HKD yesterday. Just took a gamble trade with it, really, and that's all you can do with it. So HKD, let's have a quick look. I've got it on the YouTube one. So HKD, I took a gamble trade on its move up yesterday, and I took I think it was 300 shares or whatever. And before you know it, I was 10,000 down. So I was risking 15,000. I knew what I was doing. I was risking 15,000, and then it went up, and I made 5,000 on it. So yeah, HKD. As soon as I got up, I actually was 20k up on it, and I wasn't quick enough to act. As soon as I pushed the button, I made 5,000 on it. So that was the volatility of HKD. In low volume, it's not a stock I advise anybody to trade. It's one of those YOLO punts. It's you gamble and hope it works out for you. You can't really apply a strategy to something like HKD, which is AMTD Digital. It's a SPAC merger from last month, and it really is just gambling. So good to see it. It is the 16th. It's Friday, so happy Friday all. It is Quadruple Witching Day. So for those of you that hey Mubby, so for those of you that don't know what Quadruple Witching is, it's to do with options and futures contracts. The 4 different asset classes across options and futures all expire today. So that will introduce some level of volume to the market in terms of trading volume. It historically does, and that has a knock-on to volatility. So hopefully we'll get a nice bit of action today. Well, we did it yesterday, Nereus. We're at 500 down, and we finished 6,000 up. So 6,500 up, but yeah, look, sometimes it'd be like that. What you gonna do? At the moment, it's quiet. I'm just waiting for. I thought we might get some news drops at the top of the hour, but there's nothing really moving. So again, like it was yesterday, we got one move of pre-market which we jumped on and lost money, and then it was probably what 15-20 minutes after the open before we took our next trade, which took us profitable. It's not looking like it's going to be really volatile day today, even the fact that it's quad witching. So we'll see what happens. After the bell, we might get some action because of the whole quad witching situation, the whole options and futures expiry. They don't impact the market directly, but if those contracts are being exercised, then that in itself will impact the market. Well, I'm still paying 2 mortgages, Nereus. So I suppose that those will be the most expensive. In terms of out and out luxury purchase, it's probably what you're getting at. Whatever with the Rolex Daytona is probably the biggest out and out purchase that I've made. Well, good luck with those. Alpuno, I know you'd like to swing more than day trade, so you could be on to a couple of good things there. But yeah, my most expensive luxury purchase, kind of, I like my watches, I like my shoes. I'm not a big car. I'm driving a Volvo, so I'm not a big car person. But in terms of luxury items, I'll drink a nice bottle of wine. I don't tend to splash out. I'm not really a material person. what I'm doing is investing on my future more than anything else, so that I can just relax and have a nest egg to live off, and hopefully I'll be able to move it, relocate in the next kind of 12 to 18 months, Like, same thing. How are you finding those, Pernod? I want to get, so I was recommending interactive brokers, and then I found out it doesn't affect me at all. So I still recommend interactive brokers if you're not in the UK. But I found out that through the day trade with Tony Corson and people that are on there, if you're in the UK, they've now, since November, I think it is, last year, they've started implementing the PDT rule. So not ideal if you're in the UK. You need that 25k, or you're trading futures, or you can't day trade the stock market with less than 25k. So I'm looking for an alternative broker to recommend to than capital markets. Now, capital markets I still recommend. It's just that the platform fees are getting a bit more expensive now if you're in the UK. It's not impacting me yet, because I'm in Ireland, but if you're an active trader, the platform fees shouldn't really impact your choice of broker, because the platform fees should be rebated. With capital markets, you get a rebate on the platform fees after if you reach $600 in commissions on a given month. So it's usually that is the case. If you're not doing that, then maybe look at something a little bit cheaper on the platform fees. But I'd say 2 on 2, or I know there's always a 2 on 2. There's always a waiting list. So I thought I'd ask. I've heard good reports of 2 on 2, but I've heard bad reports. So it's kind of mixed. I've heard. Free trade. I'm interested in what your thoughts are on free trade there, Elpunov, and what kind of fees and pricing they're doing, and did they carry the full order book? That's another thing. So yeah, Rolex Daytona, 10 quid on Cheetham Hill Road. Absolutely, buddy. and it actually tells the time the same. Actually, the ones on Cheetham Hill Road probably don't tell the time as accurately as the real ones, but they still tell the time. They're still correct twice a day, Am I thinking of traveling and trading? I should drive a Lambo if I'm a trader. You know how much a bloody Lamborghini costs? And as soon as you bought it, you've lost 25% of its value. It's just ridiculous. The stupid prices. Why would anyone buy a car? Why would anyone buy a car? If you're working for yourself, don't ever buy a car. It's a depreciating asset. It's a liability. So just lease it. Put it through the books. If you're gonna have a car, even if it's an expensive car, put it through the books. Don't ever buy one in your own name. It's a depreciating asset. Interactive Brokers does have their own platform, but you can also use Dash Trader. I think you can use Sterling. You can use a number of different platforms with Interactive. Jack. Hey Matt, Alphabet. Oh, there's your mistake there, Fuzzy. Trying to trade off your phone, it's virtually impossible. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I believe they carry the full order, but on most markets as well. But it's the problem is if you're not getting fast executions, if you're trading volatile stocks and you're not getting fast executions, it can go against you really quick. You see all these supposed gurus on TikTok, trading gurus on TikTok, with the rented Lamborghinis and their Airbnb mansions and stuff, and you're like, when you actually go through, you know, see what they're actually trying to do, they're not actually showing any trade. They're not giving any trading advice or any meaningful educational content. They just want you to sign up and they're just trying to sell you a lifestyle. They just want you to sign up and take money off you and sell you signals and stock picks that invariably may work out 40% of the time, if you're lucky. But more often than not, they don't work out. So they're scammers, most of these guys. Right, let's have a look. We've just got NBRV, and it's just moved up quite a bit in the last few minutes. No, I'm not seeing it though. I mean, this was a reverse stock split, but it seems to have a bit of movement, a bit of range. But I'm not seeing it from a trade perspective. If you're on YouTube, let me know if there's a stock so the 4 watch list screens. I've not really got a watch list for today at the moment. Maybe Imperius and Applied, but I'm kind of open. I've got the Nasdaq, the Qs. I've got the HKD, which is NTD Digital. If you want to see a stock, if you want to see a ticker put on the 4 screens at the bottom on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, just let me know in the chat, and I'll put it up there for you to watch. No problem. I've not got anything to watch at the moment. My watch list is pretty much empty. Maybe ADTX is something I will look at. Massive sell-off earlier in the week, and is it due a bounce? That's the question. Will the quad witching make a big impact today? I don't know if it will make a big impact. What it will do is will increase, you know, historically speaking, you can never guarantee, but what it normally will do is increase the volume of trading going on a given day. And it usually increases the volume by a significant amount. So with the increase in volume, usually you get an increase in volatility, and that creates opportunities. So hopefully with it being quad witching, maybe after the bell, we're not seeing it right now, but then again, the options and futures markets are not really open until the bell goes anyway. So maybe after the bell, we'll see the impact of quad witching. So let's see what happens. The overall markets, I mean, if you look at the likes of the SPY and the Qs, or the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, so they're gapping down. Look at this on the 15-minute. You can see. If we look at it on the 60-minute, you can see when we got the CPI data release on Tuesday, it's sold off massively and continued selling off. We had a little bit of consolidation, what's known as a bear flag here, and then continued selling off into the close. It then consolidated the next day, and then yesterday it's sold off again. We're gapping down, so it's looking bearish. So let me know your thoughts. Will the markets continue to sell off, or do you think we'll get a bit of a rally after the bell? You know, will quadruple witching have an effect on the market today? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Sometimes, do you know what, Matt? It doesn't matter if I've not been as active this week as I was in August, for example. Sometimes it'd be like that. You just got to take the good with the bad, be patient, and that's one of the most difficult things to do in trading is be disciplined and be patient. If you can be patient and wait for the trades to come to you, then you have a higher likelihood of remaining profitable. What is quad witching? So quad witching is when you get the 4 asset classes. So stock options, stock index options, stock futures and stock index futures, all the contracts expiring on the one same day. It happens 4 times a year, and today is one of the years. So why is it relevant, I suppose, is the next question. How is it going to impact? What's the anticipation of its impact on the market? Well, as I was saying, it just tends to result in more people trading. There's a higher trading volume on the markets on a quadruple witching day. So what you tend to find is that as a result of that, it introduces a level of increased volatility, and that's where the volume plus volatility equals opportunity. So hopefully we'll get that. And that's what you've got to do, Matt. Patience and discipline are the 2 main tools for a day trader. They're the 2 most important tools for a day trader. And whilst discipline, I do have discipline. I do have discipline lapses. My biggest weakness is the patience. I look to try and take trades before they're ready, and I need to get better at that personally myself. You know, it's okay having a strategy that works, but when you deviate from it or you don't adhere to it, which is my problem, that's when you lose money. And you guys who are regular to my stream, that's when you see me lose money, is when I deviate from the strategy, when I try and change, a trade plan mid-trade, hold on to something too long. And this is all emotional elements that a lot of people struggle with. Not, it is one of those. Hello, ADTX is trying to make a bit of a pump. Went up to $12.50 then. Quickly retreated, but if it gets back up to $11.50, we might see some action. Good spot, Alex. As you know, El Puno, I don't give financial advice, but it's up to you. Which broker in the UK? There's a whole bunch of, do your own research, I would say. The broker that I'm not in the UK because I'm in Ireland. The broker I use for day trading is Capital Markets. If you're in Ireland or on the continent of Europe, I also recommend Interactive Brokers, which are a good option as well. I don't recommend them for the UK simply because the PDT rule applies. It's okay. They're a good broker if you've got over 25k to lodge in your account. But if you're trading on a small account, it's not ideal. So in the UK, I would say if you've got a medium to large size account to have, if you've got 25k or more, then Interactive Brokers is a good option. Capital Markets is an offshore broker, but they have a UK entity now, which means that there's slightly different rules to the Capital Markets that I use to the one that's being used in for UK trades. So if you engage with Capital Markets Elite Group, speak to them first and try to get them to ask them if you can open an account with the Trinidad and Tobago entity rather than the UK entity. That's probably the best way to do it. And of course, we've got Jerome Powell. He's got a conference today as well. What time is Jerome Powell speaking today? Let's have a quick look. So the reserve board, 9:10 a.m. So we've got a little over an hour before that. Oh no, that's that was last week. it looks like it's going to be 9.10. Yeah, so watch for that just after 9 o'clock. That could have an impact. He loves to crash the market, does Mr. Powell. Quite a few things to watch today. Sure, buddy. Why not Alperno? I'm laughing at you there, Nereus, but I don't know if you're actually serious or not. For all I know, he might very well be your cousin. Oh, ADTX trying to make moves, but we'll see. ATXG selling off. NRBO. We got this on, was it Tuesday? Yeah. Actually lost money on Tuesday, but we made some money with NRBO. Neurobo Pharma. Those of you wondering what that noise in the background is, I promise you, I've not fallen asleep and I'm not sleep talking at the moment. It is my chow chow snoring. So. Let me know if you've got a stock you want to see. Let me know if you know, if there's something you want me to take a look at. I mean, let's face it. We had yesterday morning. We had the Ethereum merger, which what a damp squib that was. It had all the hype, and then in the end, nothing happened. Today we find that we've gapped down on the crypto space as well. So in crypto land, Bitcoin's back under $20,000. Ethereum's back under $1,500. Cardano is 46 cents. XRP is 33 cents. So Alex is I don't think you're grasping the concept that cousins can be from different can have different nationalities. So I know cousins that are in the US that have cousins, you know, people in the US that have cousins in Europe, and also have cousins in Asia. So yeah, I think one of the big things was that Trump was going on about for years was Obama's nationality, and obviously Obama was born in Hawaii, so he's a US national, but he does have cousins in I think it's in Kenya. So go figure. There's somebody in Kenya that's saying, "Oh, my cousin is Barack Obama," and the people saying, "Well, I don't. What? Barack Obama's not Kenyan, unless you're Donald Trump," and then you were saying, "I totally believe that Barack Obama is Kenyan." I think a quiet pre-market may be something that we see. ADTX seems to be holding a bit of huge volume at the moment, but it seems to be holding a bit of volatility. Made a big run up earlier in the week. Went up to almost $30. There you go, buddy. That's what I'm saying, Alperno. I've got cousins in strange places as well, and I live in Ireland. I think this world of mass emigration or migration even means that most people have cousins of different nationalities. Huh? Jack? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. You're talking to Puno. That's okay then. You have your own conversations in my stream. Don't worry about me. I don't need the attention. You just carry on with your own conversations. So guys, what are you watching today? How long have I been trading? Well, I've been investing in the market for what, nigh on 13 years. I did some swing trading to start off with, but I didn't really submerge myself into day trading. Up until 2020, I actually had a 9-to-5 day job. I was regional vice president of a international software company, and or a tech company, because there was one division had hardware, so an international tech company. And then the pandemic hit and everything changed, so I submersed myself into the markets and had a career change and became a day trader. So that's answering your questions, DMOs. And have I always been profitable? No, is the swift answer. And this is something I would caveat for everybody that's thinking about getting into trading or thinking of potentially trading for a living. It's very risky. Most people lose money on the markets. Most people don't spend the time to learn how to trade. They don't spend the time and educate themselves about trading. So it can be very, very risky. Would I recommend it as a career? It depends on your personality makeup. If you're risk averse, absolutely not. Stick to investing. If you want to make money trading but you're risk averse, pay someone to do it. Really, there are a lot of people, like professional traders, that will do that for you, and all you have to do is sit back and take the profits. It can be quite stressful, and the majority of people that start out day trading, they're never profitable and they give up within 2 years. And for those that continue and that manage to tread water until they turn that corner, then they're a small percentage, but they tend to make a very lucrative income from it. What do I trade? I tend to trade low to mid cap stocks, low float, low price stocks, low cap, low float. That's my sweet spot. So stocks between kind of a sweet spot were between $5 and $25 per share, with a float of less than 100 million. So that will be my sweet spot. I will trade outside of that range from time to time, but that is my sweet spot. Excuse me. I do dabble in crypto. I'm holding some crypto long term as part of my investment strategy. I'm holding, and I do value invest, and I suppose dollar cost average. Every month I add more to my portfolio and buy more. I've just recently added Amazon to my portfolio since the stock split as well. So that's I'll be dollar cost averaging on that as well. And if the market keeps doing that, if you're looking long-term investing, you don't really need to worry about the market dipping and pulling back and being in a bear market. That's just discount buying opportunities. Because in the long term, if you're talking 5, 10, 15 years, the markets have historically always shown that they will go on to reach new highs. So you're going to get better returns than any kind of inflation. So it's the compound growth in the value investing. I do look. I've been told, I used to say I do dollar cost averaging, but I don't. I've been told what I do is lump sum investing. So at the end of each month, I take my profits from day trading, and a substantial portion of that I reinvest that into my portfolio, and that's lump sum investing on a monthly basis, as opposed to dollar cost averaging, which is taking, adding to your portfolio on a incremental basis on a daily, weekly, or whatever, as the fluctuation on the price happens. So, and lump sum investing is shown to be more profitable in the long term than dollar cost averaging. So go figure. I was doing it right all along. Oh, Sega's just made very low volume, but old friend made some gains over the last couple of hours. Over $1 this morning. So it's just about to go green. Sega Tech. Let's see if there's a catalyst why it's starting to move back up again. It's sold off hard. Right, okay. Yeah. Yesterday, we had CDC director says monkeypox cases are about 23,000. Declining growth of new cases. So it looks like it's monkeypox has peaked. Right then. That's not going on the watch list. This one seems to be selling off as well. The range is very small, so again, probably not worth trading. All the markets are down. S&P 500 is down 1.1%. Russell Index, which is the small cap index, is also down 1.1%. The Nasdaq is down 1.2%. All underneath the VWAP. So looking very weak at the moment. Jamie, no, I'm not using FinViz. So I know for those of you that are wondering where I'm getting my news from, where I get my stock picks from, FinViz is a tool. You can actually subscribe into FinViz and get more functionality, but you can actually use FinViz for free. And it is a very good tool, but I prefer Benzinga, and I get all my detail, the majority of my details from Benzinga. And whilst it's not the cheapest tool out there. It's not the most expensive either. I mean, if you've got trade ideas or something, it's a lot more expensive. But I use Benzinga. And the charts that you're seeing in front of you, so these charts here, these tables here, this has been 2 of the Benzinga scanners. I've got 6 scanners open on my laptop screen right now, and Benzinga gives me an idea. So I've got the top movers on the session, which is this scanner. I've got the momentum scanner here, which is the top movers over the last 15 minutes. I've got surging scanners and volume scanners. I've got signals on price alerts, volatility, halt, resume notifications, and higher day spikes. So that's what I'm looking for. I've also got a rolling news ticker in front of me that tells me what's going on, so I can actually watch for breaking news, and then if I see the breaking news and subsequently that ticker hits the scanners, I know why it's hitting the scanners. I'm a candlestick guy. I'm a pattern breakout trader, Sarah. And again, Puno, what do I use to check the catalysts? Benzinga. So, for example, if I was to click on applied opto, put this up here. So this is applied opto. Just clicked on it, and it pulls this up. So applied optoelectronics. So it's common stock, and it pulls up the chart there. Now, I can actually scroll down here and it gives me the news straight away, or I can go into the news tab and find out, okay, well, is there a catalyst? So applied optoelectronics is thinking about buying stock in that. So there we go. So this one this morning, it's applied optoelectronics surged in pre-market as the provider of fiber optic access network products, and announced it will be sell its manufacturing facilities in China and other assets related to the transceiver business to Yuhan Optoelectronics Technology in Shanghai. So that's the catalyst why this is moving up, and they're selling for 150 million. So if I wanted to look further, I can look at key data, for example, what the float size, how short it is, 15% shorted. I can look at is there a calendar, what kind of calendar in terms of earnings reports, when it's due, etc., etc. Insider information, the financials, the balance sheet, etc. So Benzinga really is a great tool, and that's just all at the click of a button. And if I want to go into the SEC filings, I can actually pull up the SEC filing in real time as well. It's great. It's a web-based platform, Jamie. Well, check it out. I mean, there's a link in the description on YouTube. It's also in my link tree on TikTok, but it's a link in the description on YouTube. Just go through to that link. Try it out for 14 days for free. There's no obligation, but you'll get a good feel for where I'm getting my information from. You'll get a good feel for how I'm using it. The scanners that you can achieve. So you've got scanners, you've got signals, you've got ideas, insider information, rolling news. You've got calendars, which could be IPO calendars, it could be earnings results, anything like that. You can create your own watch lists on there. What else? There's a live squawk function as well, so you can listen to the Benzinga analysts in real time as well. It's a great tool, and it's web based. Benzinga do have a YouTube channel as well. It gets a bit messy from my personal point of view, but because they're trying to do everything: options, large caps, small caps, crypto, everything on that channel. So it does get a bit messy, filtering through the wheat from the chaff, as it were. But yeah, check out Benzinga Pro for free. Check out the link in the description, and let me know if you do check it out. Let me know your thoughts. because I'd be interested to get some feedback from everybody that subscribes to Day Trade with Tony on the course. I recommend Benzinga. Now, I'm not saying you have to get Benzinga, but I do recommend Benzinga. It's what I use, and it's one of the reasons I'm consistently profitable. So the people on the course, by default, tend to go with, they want to use my strategies and my techniques, so they tend to go with Benzinga. So for those people that are not on the course learning from me, then I would be interested in your feedback on Benzinga. If you go and try it out for free, and whether you like it or you don't like it, let me know. If you don't think it's worth the money, again, let me know. I can always feed that back to the guys at Benzinga as well. I'll be interested to hear your feedback. Oh, nearly 1,000 likes. So let's get it over 1,000 likes, guys. So we've got 250 likes to go. So if everybody taps the screen on TikTok 10 times, that will get us over 1,000 likes. It just shows that the stream's engaged, pushes it, helps with the algorithm, and the algorithm pushes it out to more people. So we get more people in the stream. And rolling on and rolling forth. Same thing on YouTube. If you hit the thumbs up button, we've not got many thumbs ups just yet, so hit the thumbs up button. Really helps with the algorithm, and it puts it out as a suggested stream to other people, brings more people onto the stream and onto the chat. So we've got a similar amount of people on both TikTok and YouTube at the moment. We've got I think Phil's on Twitch. He tends to hog Twitch to himself, but there we go. We've got 45 minutes to about. Looks like we're going to have to wait to feed the dog, because I normally wait till 3,000 likes before I feed the Chow Chow a treat. She's snoring away by the balcony there, so she'll have to wait. So third, nobody trading third harmonic. There's no IPOs today that I'm aware of. If there are any IPOs today that you're aware of and I've just missed them, let me know in the chat. If there's any IPO scheduled for today that I may have missed. But the two from yesterday didn't really do much, so probably will remove those from the watch list unless they start to do something. Yes, I am, Sarah. So there's a lot more to see on the YouTube. Unfortunately, TikTok have reserved the ability to stream by RTMP for a select number of users. Now, I've requested it. They've denied me. I've requested it again, saying it will be rolled out to wider people. I just got to wait my turn. So until I can do that, I have to. I'm streaming via some streaming software, and then I'm using my phone to record that. So that's why the quality isn't as great on TikTok as it is on YouTube. I'm streaming direct from my desktop on YouTube. An Excel today, is it? Okay, it looks like the data, I'll put that in there. The data on that looks like it's going to be launching just over $4. So I'll keep an eye on that. Seen some really volatile IPOs over the last few weeks. So the annual pack tends to be a lot cheaper. But the biggest discount that I've had is 70%. They did a discount, a Labor Day discount for Labor Day, the week before last. That was 50%. So the people on my Discord, whenever they've got a special, what's the word I'm looking for? A special discount or promotion package. I let them know what the best one is. You can always get at least 35% off with my package. So regardless of what the annual, quarterly, or monthly cost is, on which one you go for, you get 35% off that package. So I get, by default, 35% off for you guys using that Day Trade with Tony 35. DTWT 35 gets you 35% off. Now they will do promos from time to time, and if you go with one of those promos, you may get more than that, but more often than not, my 35% discount is probably the best you're going to get. AMPX. No, it's just. No, I don't actually, Mo Jeff. So look at Amazon. It's not Amazon that's dropping as such. It's the market. So you've got to distinguish. A lot of these S&P 500 stocks, they trade with the market. Now, occasionally you'll get one or two that will trade quite separately from the market. But right now, Amazon is just trading with the market. And that's why it's down, because the market's down. So will Amazon continue to sell off? As long as the market continues to sell off, then yes, it will continue to drop. Will Amazon come back? Well, I'm bullish on Amazon. I'm now holding it as part of my portfolio, so I believe that Amazon will come back and will reach all-time highs once we get out of the bear market. So that's my opinion. It's not financial advice, Mo Jeff. I'm just giving you, ask me what I think. So that is in it by default, asking for my opinion. So that's all it is my opinion. What system do I use? So I'm using Dash Trader, which is well, it's actually the OEM version of Dash Trader from, but it is Dash Trader because it's all the same thing. I'm using Dash Trader with Capital Markets Elite Group. I'm using Benzinga for my scanners and alerts and things, but I also use TradingView for more deeper analysis and charting. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've got open on my screens at the moment. DAS trade, DAS. So it depends on. This is something that's currently a little bit fluid. So if you're going through your broker, Capital Markets Elite UK is currently charging 250 platform fees. Now that is reimbursable if you hit, I think it's $600 in commissions. But $250 a month in platform fees, I think, is quite excessive. However, Capital Markets TNT, which is what I do, Trinidad and Tobago, which is who I'm with, it only costs me $90 on the platform fees. It's $35 in data fees, which isn't reimbursable, but the $90 in platform fees to use to use Dash Trader. If you want to go with Dash Trader directly, now you can link it to other brokers like Interactive Brokers, TD, Ameritrade, a whole bunch of different brokers that you can link Dash Trader to. Then they have different subscription packages that you can use, and it works out about 150, 100 to anywhere between $100 and $200 a month to use Dash Trader. It's a direct access software. It's very quick, low latency transaction speeds as well. So it's built specifically with day traders in mind. It's a great tool. It's comparable with something like Sterling Trader or a TC2000. Yeah. Good afternoon, Edison. Always great to see you. Is on another one today? Why have I missed these today? Oh no, I thought you said this was an IPO today, but no, it's not. It's just moving. SHPH, I'll have a look at that for you. Son's up at. I don't trade these literal penny stocks. So 28 cents it's at the moment, but it's moved up 7 cents in the last half an hour. So that's quite a significant move. 25%, more than 25%, about 30% in the last half an hour. So this is Sonic Biotherapy. If you like these penny stocks, fill your boots. Not financial. It's not a stock pick. It's not financial advice. I don't trade anything this low priced. I have a basement floor of $2. I try not to trade anything less than $3. So, but if you like these penny stocks, if you've got a very small account, go for your life. Becky, I think they're going after the wrong people. I don't think so. With Do Kwon, I think Do Kwon is far from innocent in the whole debacle, but I think they're going after the wrong people. Do Kwon was not the one that crashed Terra and subsequently Luna and the rest of the crypto market as a result. The large one of that, from my understanding, they're going after the wrong people. SHPH. But if we can get some convictions, if you can get some convictions out of it, Becky, great. It will deter other people from doing, similar kind of pump and dump schemes and what have you, similar kind of Ponzi scheme. Because essentially that's what it was a Ponzi, and it will deter other people from doing that. So this is Shuttle Pharmacy. It sold off hard yesterday. And I mean hard. So this was up at like $40 pre-market yesterday coming into the open, and it just hemorrhaged. It's now 1684. So will we get a bounce? And if we do, will it be a dead cat bounce, or have we already had that? It moved up to $20 earlier, but just be careful with this one. It's not great volume, so I certainly wouldn't trade it myself right now. It's a recent IPO from August, I think. Yeah, 31st of August. So I wouldn't have seen this when it launched. I was my head completely somewhere else at that stage, on a plane probably. But yeah, Shuttle Pharmacy, massive sell-off yesterday. Is it done selling? That's the question. Oh, we've gone past the 3,000 likes. We nearly got 5,000 likes. I'm going to have to give it 2. Come on, you've got to do tricks for this. Here you go. Want your treat or not? Do you want one of these? Yes or no? Here you go. Okay, treat yourself. It's here when you want it. You're just going to be lazy and sleep all day and get fat, especially with me feeding these treats. When you've got to stand up for it. So go. I get another one in 300 likes. Okay, day trader, I'm not sure what you're, Very weak chart, use your candles, create a channel by, what? Okay. Each to their own. You didn't need to announce your departure, day trader, but you know it's not Houston Station. Alistair, I thought you was absolutely. I thought you was off on your boys jolly. You've not missed anything, Ryan. You've not missed anything. There's nothing moving right yet at the moment. Nothing traded, nothing moving. KNW. Well, I hope you make bank too, Penn State. Ah, so you had to get your fix. You're addicted, Alistair. You had to get your daily dose. Get your daily dose. If you're going to be without it for a long weekend, then you had to get your daily dose ahead of time. If you're not going to be at it on Monday, and I know I'm going to see you on Monday as well. You'll be on your phone, joining the stream, and making a couple of comments. You'll be probably tanked up on beers on wherever you are, but I just can't get rid of you. God knows I keep trying. How can you resist this? I mean, the best looking trader on well, I wouldn't say I was the best looking trader on TikTok. Top 3 maybe, you know. No, there's nothing moving yet. I think all the action today is probably going to be after the bell. Well, not directly after the bell, but during the open session. It's quadruple witching day today, so that should introduce some volatility. And we've had 5,000, so here you go, baby. Get another one. Just spoiling you today on this stream. No. And good shit. Well, I don't know, Matt. You tell me what's next. Yeah, happy witching day trade spotting. Absolutely, 100%. My girlfriend's a witch, actually, so it's probably a good day for her. Top 3 dog owner, absolutely. I would say I've got the top 3 best dog on TikTok, but I reckon I've definitely got the number 1 there. I mean, there's some good ones on TikTok as well, but mine's definitely number 1. I don't know about that one, Matt. I think we're scraping the barrel now. Just no volatility at this moment in time. That's not to say that there's not going to be. Let's go back to the S&P 500. You can see we're selling off, so it's continuing to sell off. The SPY's down at under 384 now, 380, 330s. So AMPX is moved up, but it's on low volume. It's not even on great volume. And it's selling off. It was up at $33 earlier this morning. Right now, it's lost half of that. Half of those. Nearly lost all its gains actually. So AMPX not looking very strong either. Way below the V. It's quite extended below the VWAP. So we might get a turnaround. It's not looking great at the moment. Also on Tesla. So Tesla selling off with the market. So to say it's looking bullish, you need to see the market turn around. Tesla is one of those S&P stocks, the large cap stocks as well, that tend to follow the market. If the market is selling off, they will sell off in tandem. There are exceptions like on earnings day and things like that, if there's a significant catalyst where they will do their own thing. But in general, your Microsofts, your Microns, your AMDs, your Amazons, they all tend to follow the market and trade in tandem with the market. And it's only when they have a specific catalyst that they deviate from that. And at the moment, Tesla doesn't have one of those. So it will trade with the market. And if the S&P 500 or the SPY, if you're looking at it from an ETF perspective, if that's selling off, you'll find Tesla will continue to sell off. I'm bullish on Tesla long term. I think Tesla's got a big future ahead of it. People think it's an electric vehicle manufacturer, and while they're not wrong, that's not what Tesla is. They do manufacture electric vehicles, but they're much more than that. And they're a data company, they're an information company. And it's that side of the business, I think, that will, in the long term, make them a big or bigger company and a more sustainable company with a future. Because if you look at it just from an EV perspective, Tesla won't be able to compete with the other big vehicle manufacturers. You know, the General Motors and the Volkswagens and et cetera, and of course the Korean and Japanese manufacturers. They've stolen a march, but if you go out and look at the build quality of a Tesla, not great. If you look at an electric BMW, it's a much better car. Yes, it's priced a little bit more as well, but it's a much better build quality. But that's not where Tesla's going to excel. I will actually, Alistair. You're laughing, but I will be taking more options on Tesla closer to their earnings day. I think I probably will look at taking some more options on them. I don't trade options every day. I look for times when, and I could have and should have made money with that options trade back in June, I think it was, and I was just too greedy. Well, there you go, Alistair. You're testifying to my point. The build quality on the BMW, or a lot of these other late to the party on the EV space, but other EV quality mid-range sedan or saloon cars are fantastic, and they have to be, because they know Tesla stole the march, so they have to compete against that and provide a better product. Otherwise, people will just continue to buy Tesla. If you're looking at Tesla from an intraday perspective, it's at support. It's breaking lows. We've got this previous low of kind of 290, 298. It's testing those lows here. Look at it on the 5 minute. You see that the lows here at 297.88, 298, give or take. It's testing those lows right now. But then again, you look at the SPY, and it's selling off. So if the S&P 500 continues to sell off, Tesla will break that support. It will break those lows. Nasdaq again selling off as well. So the markets are very bearish at the moment. ADTX. Why am I getting no data from Adesys? Strange. No, I've actually got it on my screen. It's what you're seeing is I'm videoing one of my screens. So I've got a section of my screen that's got me and my charts and a couple of the scanners all loaded up on there, and I'm videoing that screen. Sarah DMS. Correct. Until I get the RTMP details from TikTok, this is the best I can do in terms of being able to present the P&L, scanners, and at least one chart on TikTok, which is why, you know, you want to see a lot more, get over to Twitch or Twitter or Share Vision or YouTube, and you get to see a hell of a lot more. And it's a lot clearer. It's in HD. I know a lot of people have. All we're getting at the moment on the moves is ETFs, ProShares, Direction Daily, Direction. It's the majority of all of these here are ETFs. So Cold is an ETF, Hibs is an ETF. These are all ETFs down here. All down to SJ, which is Shine Joy on SOX is an ETF, Hex is an ETF. In terms of gainers, we're not seeing much. And the pub's in Blanche tonight, Ryan. I don't know about that. Party shirt on, because I'm a party kind of guy. I'll probably have a bottle of wine a little later if I'm being honest. I won't be hitting the pubs, no. Certainly not in Blanche, that's for sure. Yeah, so you see exactly the same on Twitch, on YouTube. I think I've been told that the stream is clearer and better quality on Twitch than it is on YouTube. But it's essentially the same feed. It's coming from the same source and it's exactly the same thing. Same with Twitter and ShareVision. But there's actually. You get quite a lot of more interactive chat on the talk, I would say. So I tend to address the talk a lot more than I address YouTube. But if you want me to address YouTube a lot more, then get involved on the chat, guys. So that's what I would say. The more active the chat, the more questions you put in the chat, the more I can answer, the more I can address it. Right, guys, is there anything that you want me to take a look at? Cyan Joy seems to be hitting some scanners. Low volume though. I will be reluctant to suggest you trade this until you get some decent volume. It has moved up. It's now 9% up on the day. I tend not to trade something from a momentum point of view. If I'm looking for gap and go, it needs to be around 15% up by the time the bell comes around before I will trade it. Other than that, I then look for momentum. Momentum moves throughout the day. But if I'm looking at the gap and go, which is what the pre-market tends to be, what I'm looking for at least 15% gain on the day, or on the session even. Well done, Penn State. Lock that in. Go and enjoy your weekend. 500 a day is a great return. 500 a day is a six-figure salary. Yeah, AMPX, I'll take a look for you there, Steve. But there's not much going on with it. That's the 5 minute. Let me put the 1 minute. You can see low volume, virtually no one trading it. 25,000 shares traded all session. So there's not a lot happening with this. It's at 2380s at the moment. It's had a good couple of days, but I would watch this after the bell. There's pre-market. Mind you saying that we've only got 15 minutes to the bell, but it's not looking particularly bullish or bearish. It's actually down nearly 3%. I wouldn't say there's no day trade there right now with AMPX. But that can change after the bell when the volume comes in. No problem, Steve. Well, that's the goal there, Penn State. Get to 500 a day and you get some consistency. 500 a day, that's a six-figure salary. That's more than most people earn. You know, around the world, if you're thinking about around the world, you're in the top 5%. I can have a look. No, it won't come on my scanners, the mark, because I have filters to filter out anything below $2. If it's not $2 or above, it won't hit my scanners. I don't concern myself with the literal pennies stocks. It's not part of my strategy. If you want to trade these, I'm not saying you can't make money on these penny stocks. What I'm saying is it's not part of my strategy. So I don't trade them, and I prefer, depending on which broker you're with, it's difficult to get margin on these penny stocks as well. So you end up, taking larger positions to take advantage of the smaller moves. There's a number of different reasons why I don't trade these literal penny stocks, but yeah, this is moving up. It's 29% up on the day. China liberal education. These Chinese education stocks can be quite volatile from time to time. This has seen bigger days and better days. It was up at $3 back in May. So yeah, Chinese liberal education, check it out if you like these lower price stocks. Not a stock pick. I'm not advising anybody to go and buy it. I'm not saying it's bullish or anything. It's currently 30% up on the day. We're not getting a lot of volume right now, and that's what's holding back the volatility. So let's see what the bell brings. We've got 14 minutes before the bell. 14 minutes to wait before the market actually opens. I don't mind trading pre-market, but you always get the action after the market opens. So let's see what that brings. I'll go back to the S&P 500. I'll go back to the NASDAQ here. And we'll watch the NASDAQ trading in the meantime. What about a stock that's been in a downtrend but it's heavily shorted and is trading below cash? What about it, Sarah? Would I trade? Would I take a long position or would I short it? Give me some context on the question. I'm sorry if I don't understand what the question is. I'm sorry, but maybe word it a little bit different and I'll answer it for you. Root, would I take a long on root? I wouldn't day trade this at all. It has been trending downwards all week, but there's not enough volume. There's been 4,000 shares traded in the session so far. There's no volume at all with it, so there's no intraday trade. Now, looking at it from on the daily chart, I would need to see we got a little bit of a bounce there a couple of days back, but I would need to see it getting above, I would say, $14, $15 before I went long on it. I would need some confirmation that this is going to be moving back up again. It has been as high as what, over $60 this year, but it's been selling off. It looks like it's going to continue to sell off to me, but I wouldn't go long on it. It just looks too weak, and I certainly wouldn't trade intraday. So if you know about the company and you're bullish on it, you like the company, you know, go for your life. But I don't think this is a very, very good chart at all. My not financial information, just my opinion. Great stuff, Kirky. No, I don't, Mark. No, I don't. I try to keep my charts as clean as possible, where possible. And if I'm doing more deep-rooted analysis, I will look at more advanced technical indicators. But from an intraday trading point of view, the most important indicator for me is the VWAP. I will look at certain moving averages. I will look at, if I'm looking at extended stocks for reversal patterns, I might introduce the RSI or the MACD, maybe even Bollinger Bands. But I try to keep my charts as clean as possible, and so far it's working for me. So Isaiah, so applied optoelectric has a reasonable catalyst, but it's been selling off since it popped up. It popped up yesterday after hours, and it gapped down on resumption this morning, and it's gradually selling off. This is a very potentially, if you were looking at a strategy to trade this, the VWAP fade, every time it touches the VWAP, it's then selling off again. So far, you look at the 5 minutes, every time it's hit the VWAP, it's rejected, back up to the VWAP, rejected, and that's the way it seems to be playing out. So VWAP fade might be a decent strategy on that one from a short position. It's not looking very strong. It was gapping up, and it gapped up quite big, but it seems to be selling off now. Hey Kai, well, ADTX is selling off. So it was up at $12 not too long, over $12 not too long ago. Now it's selling off. It's below $6. So that's what that kind of announcement can do. Yeah, and that's what you've got to do. Do your own due diligence, make your own decisions there, Sarah DMS. Low 6 now, ADTX. So the market didn't like that announcement, that's for sure. We've got 8 minutes to the bell. And we're not seeing very much in the way of stocks to trade as yet. So we're just going to be patient. It's going to be one of those days. Yeah, 20 million offering. So that's why that's what I'm saying. The market doesn't like that. Thoughts on Foxhole? Foxhole Tech. This was that just launched today, is it? Don't know too much about it. It's looking kind of bearish. It's doing nothing but selling. Did that launched this morning for some reason? It hit the markets this morning. 9:30. Sorry, that's 8 o'clock. 7:55, 8 o'clock. I'm not seeing any data. Has it just been upgraded to the Nasdaq or something? But no. Let me know. Trending on stock twits. Okay, well let's have a quick look. Let's pull it up on Benzinga and see what the hell. Two little duck fillets and she's snoring like a stuck hog. Right, okay, so longevity science leader Foxhole Technologies has listed on the NYSE American, or the New York Stock Exchange today, following successful business combination with Delwin's Insurance Acquisition Corp. So it's listed on the NYSE as of today, and it's selling off. So my thoughts on that is I would prefer to see it's not great volume at the moment, but I prefer to see a day's trading on it until we can actually get some idea of the trading patterns, and then maybe look at that next week. There's no day trade there for now. Not unless after the bell it gets some kind of volume or something. That's what's missing today. There's nothing with volume pre-market, so we just got to hope that Quadruple witching will change that after the bell. Good luck, guys. Yeah, it's been uplisted, I believe, El Puno. So it's probably on one of the other markets, and it's just been uplisted. I think it was on the OTC markets. So I deliberately don't have the OTC feed because I don't want those penny stocks. So if it's on the OTC markets, then I don't want to trade it. The regulations on the OTC markets are not as good. Yeah, so I think it's just going to be a case of sit on your hands and wait for the opportunity today. Again, it seems to be the strategy this week. Patience. There will be something presents itself. Let me know in the chat, guys. Do you think the markets are going to continue to sell off today? Will we get a bounce? Will we rally at some stage? Or is it just going to be sideways after the bell? Up or down after the bell? We're certainly starting with the gap down, but up or down after the bell? I don't think we're going to get green on the day, but will we move bullishly? Will it be static, kind of choppy sideways? Or will we move bearishly? Let me know, guys. What do you think? Fair play, Kirky. I'm not so sure, Matt. I actually think it's probably going to be a little bit bearish and continue selling. Maybe we'll get a bit of a rally next week, but let's see. We might even just get a bit of sideways chop today. Up, down, then up, then short. So it was a dream. There's no flaming squirrels here. Carry on like that, you'll be wearing the corn of shame. Yeah, I think so as well, Steve. I don't think the Queen's funeral's got much to do with the American stock market, but I do think there's going to be a bit of a sell-off before the weekend, and it will continue down. You know, I've been wrong before, but we'll see. We've got a little over a minute left before the bell. AMC is going to, actually, that's a good question. I've not looked at AMC for well, probably since August. Oh no, since the 8th, well yeah, it would have been August, since the 8 got launched. 969, not doing a lot. Yeah, the 8 got launched in August. It actually dropped down huge amounts, and it's just been sideways chop since then, between kind of $7.50 and $10. AMC going to the moon. Well, I hope you're right. There's the open. Let's turn the scanners over. Let's see what the market gives us, shall we? Let's see, the markets are not doing anything. Spike down, price spike down. That's a down. That's moving up. There's just a lot of red. A hell of a lot of red. Nothing at all right now. Just let's be patient. HKD. Oh, the spreads are not too bad for this one. $5. I mean, still stupid spreads, but for what you can get on this. I don't advise anyone to try this. It's a very risky stock to trade. Very. If you trade it, you're literally gambling. Can't really trade this stock with any kind of strategy. It's literal gambling is what it is. Yes, it is. It's a script, Jamie. So it's you put an alert on, and then you choose your alert sound. So I put that's the actual sound of the nicey bell. So put the alert on, and that's the alert. Doesn't look like there's a lot moving. Yeah, Captain Kirk. No one goes broke taking profits, I think, is the saying that you're looking for. Is it going to be one of those days? Right now, it's looking like a zero trade day. So we've got an hour to find something to trade. And then it could be a walk away, take the dog for a walk, and then come back after the lunch break and see what happens. I'll take a look at that for you, Alex. So HDSN moved up a little bit. $820s, went up as high as $835. Let's look at the 1 minute chart. Let's be looking at the 1 minute chart for a little indication of what kind of volatility we're getting. Not a huge amount. There's not a lot of people trading it. We had the spike on this candle. If you look at the volume spike, we had what, 167,000 shares traded on that candle, and since then virtually nothing. So needs volume for that to be any kind of decent trade. This is what we're missing, is volume right now. Well, I've been spouting on how quadruple witching day tends to affect the market. So if you look at historically, quadruple witching day tends to affect the market by introducing excessive volume. I'm not seeing it at the moment, but we've got 6 hours. How do I tell volume on the screens? So I've got the volume histogram at the bottom of the scanners. That's the volume. But also I've got the volume I've got volume by price indicator here, but I've got the volume bar here. Today's total trades, today's total volume. So essentially it's the volume histogram and the data at the top of that little chart. You also get the volume on your montage as well in the section where it says volume. Funnily enough. What am I looking for? So I'm looking for fast moving volume. So I want to see these on the histogram chart, the volume histogram. I want to see fast growing candles. I want to see the time and sales ticker moving quickly, because that shows a lot of transactions are being processed. And I want to see, realistically, after the bell in the open market, I want to be seeing at least 50,000, ideally 100,000 shares traded per minute or more. And then on the main chart, I'm looking for stock price or price action that's exhibiting a trend. It's moving in a trend, either up or down, on that volume. Without the volume, any kind of breakouts, any kind of pattern breakouts are going to be unreliable. Also, you need volatility, so it needs to be exhibiting a trend either upwards or downwards, or there's no opportunity to make a gain. Well, you're not going to get a 50,000 float. Simple, right? Maybe a 500,000 float, and 25,000 of a 500,000 float would be huge volume. But it's all, again, it's relative volume. So if I look at a lot of these stocks that have moved up today, the relative volume is not there. So we'll look at the volume that they've had today on this session, and then I look at the average volume over the last 3 months on a daily basis, and you can see that AMPX, yes, it's a 2x relative volume. Applied optical, that's a good relative volume, but that's selling off. So Hudson, not good relative volume. these ETFs, all these ETFs are AMTD, HKD is not, you know, it moves without much volume anyway, but it's not good relative volume at the moment anyway. The rest are just ETFs. The fact that ETFs make up the majority of the movers today speaks a lot. Yeah, so LABD is an ETF. It's a derivative, so this is why I tend not to trade derivatives. They're alphabet. So this is S&P 500. What's it? I think this is an S&P 500 inverse, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a 3. So it's an amplified inverse S&P biotech ETF. So basically, it's 3 times. You get 3 times the move on the biotech shares in the S&P 500. Basically, the S&P 500 biotech shares are selling off, which is why this is moving up. Right. This is going to be one hell of a boring stream today, at this rate, until we get some moves. So we're 10 minutes in and there's been nothing to trade. Just remember, guys, you don't have to trade every single day. I tend to trade most days, but you don't have to trade every single day. Sometimes the trade you don't take is the best trade that you're gonna have. Yeah, I'll take another look at that fund for you, user. I had a look at it earlier. So this is Shuttle Pharma. Recent IPO at the end of August. Volume's not great. I know it sold off heavily yesterday. It's been heavily touted on various social platforms. It's just broke above the VWAP. It's testing $18 right now. Has been for me, unless it gets above 20, I'm not. The pre-market high was $20, so I don't think I'll trade this unless if it gets above $20, I might be interested. But unless it gets above $20, I don't see me taking a trade on this. Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me, Alex. HKD is one of those stocks. It's volatile. It can go either up or down. It can make your account. It can break your account. It's one of these, because of the lack of volume on it as well. It is one of those. If you trade it, it's fine. I hope it works out for you, but it is gambling. Huge spreads. You know, you can get spreads of $10, $20 on this one, and without it blinking an eye, or the ask might not move and the bid might drop $10. So just be careful. Be careful if you're trading it. It's halted up. And it's right at the pre-market high level as well. So if it gets above 180, it could be quite bullish. It went up to 380 yesterday. SHPH, Ryan. So unless it tops 20, because what criteria am I using to pick 20 as the buy-in limit? So why am I not getting in before 20? So this it spiked out at 20 pre-market. If you look at this, you can see that on YouTube. I'm sure you can. The pre-market high was $20. So that was at 7 o'clock this morning market time. If this moves up, it looks there's a key level here as well at 1935. So if this moves up, I might be, because it's low volume, I'm not really interested in trading it. If it gets above the pre-market high, then it's showing good signs of strength, and that I might be interested in it. It was up at like nearly $40 before it sold off yesterday. So if it gets above 20, it shows signs of good strength. It could get back above $40, but I'd need to see it above 20. So that's my own personal opinion, and I won't be trading that unless it gets above 20. $10 o'clock market time bounce. You can do that, but like I say, there's no volume. So I would need to see a pattern emerging. Maybe you'll get a VWAP bounce here, for example. So if you're looking for this move up, maybe a potential flag breakout here. So you'd be looking for 1825 as an entry on low volume. I'm not keen on trading on low volume. The moves are the 45 cent ATR is not bad, but I will be reluctant to trade it up to 20, because what you're not looking for is you're not going to get the full 100% of any move. The whole point is try and get an edge in your favor with every single trade you take. So that edge, you want volume and you want volatility. So if you've got edge, it's exhibiting a trend in a particular direction. This one isn't. It's ranging across the VWAP. So if it's below the VWAP, it's downwards trending. If it's above the VWAP, it's upwards trending. This is across the VWAP right now. So it's just ranging sideways. It's not exhibiting a specific trend one way or the other. Yesterday, it would have been a good to short if your broker allowed you to short it. So for me, you want a reliable move. Oh, we're getting some moves now. Walgreens. Alright. That doesn't help. Does anyone else having issues with Benzinga connection? I don't know. Just my signals seem to have disappeared. I'll just keep watching the scanners instead. I was looking at the signals. Try again later. Walgreens. Yeah, so you lost signals as well. Okay. Aye, no problem. As the market is slow, general question on volatility, okay? Okay, so the volatility is important because as much as what you hope will happen, very often it doesn't. So that's the problem, Kai, is that if you're exhibiting a trend, that trend can reverse at any time. I might try that myself, Jamie. So when you're following a trend, you get in and you start moving up. If it's taking a long time, the longer you're in, the best way to describe this is the first rule of day trading and intraday trading is risk management. And part of risk management is having certain cutoffs. It's also having your stock selection. It's about looking for your price action goals and also your stock, your minimum stops and things like that. But also another part of risk management is your trade exposure. So the longer you're in a trade, the more likelihood you have statistically of that trade changing direction. So if it's moving up and you're continuing to be in it, if you've got a stop in place, great, fine. If it's a trailing stop, even better, because you're going to make sure that you continue to, if it's going to continue to move up slowly and you've got a decent trailing stop in place, that trailing stop will continue to move up slowly and you'll get a large portion of that move that way. However, if you're just consolidating sideways and you're not seeing much in terms of volatility, so let's say the average true range is only like 5 cents or something like that, so if you're getting 3 candles in a row that are hitting that average true range, it's only moving 15 cents. Then you've got to factor in the spread as well. What's your ultimate goal on that particular trade? Are you going to sit there and watch it move all day? Even if it moves for $7, but if it takes all day, are you prepared to sit there all day and watch that for 5-6 hours, that one trade? Or do you just have more of a swing trade mentality? Put your once you get profitable, put a stop or a trailing stop in place, come back and check on it a little bit later, or look at other things in the meantime. So there's a number of different ways of doing it, Kai, in terms of volatility and volume. But the whole point of looking for trades with volatility and volume is that they can move big, and you get those big moves in a very relatively short space in time. You don't have to be sat at, the longer you're sat at your desk, the more fatigued you're going to be, the less likely you're going to make consistently good decisions. You're going to start making bad decisions. Trade fatigue is overtrading is a real thing. So it's okay if you're in a simulator, by all means, paper trade away for 8-10 hours a day, whatever it is. But if you're trading in real money, you want to get in, get out, and do whatever you want to do. Get profitable, get green, and do whatever you like to do for the rest of the day. You know? Right, okay. So that's not going to help us. If Benzinga isn't... So you trade it with a trailing stop and you still got stopped out, which shows that, even you're going to have to keep monitoring it and then look for the next move up and to re-enter and do it that way. So sometimes if you've not got the volatility and it's not exhibiting that trend, it's best just to find something else to trade that is. Right now, there's not a lot that is. So I'm going to have a look at TCRT that's hit on top of the scanners right now. 340. It's a little bit lower than I like to trade, but we're kind of struggling for things to trade at the moment. So we're nearly at the top of the hour. And scanners are not giving us much. And the fact that we're having a bit of a data issue with Benzinga as well right now means that I'm kind of worried that we're going to be struggling to find something to trade. Yeah, you might get that 10 o'clock move. Let's look at the SPY. Where is it right now? So very choppy, still downwards trending, but very choppy. So if you look at this on the definite bear flag, or a bull trap even at the open, but it's definitely choppy but downwards trending. This is the S&P 500. This is the, oh, look at how messy that is as a chart, very choppy. And that's the Nasdaq. Russell Index is the biggest faller at the moment in terms of the indexes. A little bit more clean in terms of the sell-off. One of yesterday's IPOs, very choppy sideways. The other one of yesterday's IPOs, not doing anything. I'm going to get rid of that. Going to get rid of that. We'll hit the scanners if they're any good. ADTX, that's probably going to just flatline now for a while. That's not interested in that now. Bright Minds. So if you trade these low price stocks, Bright Minds is having a nice day. 29% up on the day, nearly 30% up on the day. Looking strong. Don't chase it at this level. There's a few reversal indicators there at the moment. Wait for a pullback. Wait for a clear pullback and a move higher. Don't chase it because it's the only stock that's moving up. Well, I've got to say, this is a little bit disappointing at the moment. All right, we're back on track with the data. Data's working again. All the scanners are working again. Well, difficult to find anything else to trade at the moment. If you look at the scanners, the momentum scanners, which is what's important right now, because the big movers on the day are they're not moving right now. So the momentum scanners, we've got TCRT, only moved 8%, but it's on less than 1 million shares. Oh, we've just got, so let's look at TCRT again. We looked at it earlier. But 237, it's consolidating up there, kind of in the just below the 250 level, 240 at 240s. So that's the biggest momentum at the moment. Then we've got Dual. No, look at this. There's just virtually no one trading it because of the lack of volume. NRGV. Energy Vault. Again, lack of volume prevents me from trading this. I need something with volume. There's a nice move up there between 9 and 9. Well, 9 and 10 o'clock, but not on low volume. HKD was another one that moved up on very low volume. Now it's pulling back a little bit. So it actually gapped up here into a halt, gapped up, moved up, and look at this with the wicks here. And what's the spreads at the moment? So the spreads are better than they were earlier in the week. So we're looking at $2 right now. That's not bad at all. $4. Well, I say it's not bad. It's horrible, but I mean, for this particular stock, knowing how this stock trades, it's not uncommon to have a 25. I've seen, I think the biggest I've seen on this one when it moved up to 2600 was I think it was $120 spread between the bid and the ask, which is like, how can you trade that? If you trade a HKD, you've got to be prepared to lose not just what you put in it, but pretty much your account. Don't trade with them don't trade something like HKD with anything less than you're prepared to lose. It is that kind of stock. Risk management goes out of the window with that one. Eat. So this is Heartbeam Inc. Well, we're at the top of the hour. It'd be nice to get some, maybe a news catalyst of something that let's see Lucid. Seeing that on the news ticker. Okay, so Lucid is moving up. Be quiet. Not time. You can wait another about half an hour. Again, Captain Kirk, Apple is trading with the market, and the fact that the market is selling off is why Apple's losing ground as well. You know what, Max Talk? Today's one of those days. If you if you manage to get green today, take it and run. At this moment in time, I'm thinking like this is going to be a zero trade day. I've not had a zero trade day since probably March, I think. I've come close a couple of times, but I think this is the my first zero trade day since about March. Well, I've had zero trade days earlier this month, but I just wasn't trading. So when I've been at my desk with the charts in front of me, to actually not take a trade because there's nothing setting up. And if you've got the discipline to be able to do that, then that in itself speaks volumes about your potential to be a profitable trader. Discipline is one of the key factors to being profitable as a trader. If you can't just sit on your hands and wait for the opportunity to arise and to present itself, you're going to succumb to boredom trades, and boredom trading invariably leads to losses. It's about Ryan. So the spread is a big part of risk management. So you've got to factor in the spread in terms of your goals and your stop. So your take profit and your stop loss. If you don't factor in your spread, so for example, if you've got a 10-cent spread on your on the stock that you're about to enter a trade in, and it's moving up, you're going to take a long position on the stock, and it's moving up. Let's say you want to take 25 cents. Your goal is to make 25 cents on the share, but there's a 10-cent spread, and you don't factor that in. You might look for a 2-to-1 risk reward, in which case you're then risking 12.5 cents to make 25, which is fine. That's a decent plan. So you want to make 25 cents. If you don't factor in the spread, and instead of moving up straight away, if it pulls back 5 cents, you get stopped out. Even though it then can then move back up and hit your goal, you've already been stopped out because you didn't take the spreads into account. So you need to take account the spreads. It's just another factor that you need to put into place when working out what your risk is on a particular trade. So if you're going to get a move up from wherever it is that you're going to be, also when you get to 25 cents move, is the 25 cents on the ask or is it on the bid? Because the likelihood is, unless you're selling between the spreads and you're putting a limit order in place and you're waiting to get filled, if you put a marketable order out there, the likelihood is you're going to need it to move 35 cents for you to get your 25 cent move in the first place as well, Ryan. So you've got to factor that in. The spreads, it's important. Is it realistic for that particular stock to move in the time frame you're looking for by 35 cents? And is it going to pull back and stop you out in the meantime? Thank you very much, Guy. Blue, Max Talk. Actually, there is a color for what you'll see on my charts is that when you get a doji, it's blue. So red is down, green is up, and when you get a doji, which is like even, it's actually blue. I'll see if I've got any that you can see. Tend to see the colors more on the, so here we go. On the volume histogram here, we've got a doji here and you've got a little blue candle here. So the doji will be white because it's just a line. You've got the blue candle here, which has got it does have volume. It's just moved up and down. So if you get a doji, the volume candle will be blue. So yeah. Good for you, Max Talk. Go and walk the dog, get some fresh air, get some exercise. Right now, I'm not seeing anything worth trading myself, so it's looking highly likely that I'm not going to be taking boredom trades myself either. I'll come back later in the day and see if anything's moved. I'll stick around for the next 25 minutes. Who knows? Not seeing anything right now. It's probably the most boring early session I've had in a long time. Again, Bolero Corp. The volume just isn't there to ride this. If you're going to be wait for the A+ setup. If you take nothing but A+ setups, you'll probably be at 80%, 75 to 80% strike rate. And if you get a 75 to 80% strike rate and you're exercising a 2-to-1 risk reward as well, you're going to be very profitable. But you won't be trading that often. So just take the A+ setups. Don't take something just because you think it's moving, and you just wait for this. It needs volume, it needs volatility. And I'm very disappointed in today's market so far. The lack of volume and volatility, simply because triple witching day. You know, I was expecting a lot more. Oh, here we go. Applied optoelectronics starting to move back up. Now, key level here 330. Key level pre-market, so the quarter dollar level, give or take. Was a support, $quarter was support pre-market, so it's going to be maybe resistance here. The markets are trying to make a bit of a move back up. PCRT is up at 260s now. So if you like those, there's been a good 60-cent move since the open, so fair play. Those who managed to get on it, good stuff. Okay. First candle that turns red, the first candle to make a new low, I would say get out. Not financial advice, don't sue me. So if this breaks any new lows now, kind of 250, 257, 255 if you will, I would take profit there. When you're bidding for 239. So those looking at what color it is, as this goes break even, you'll see the number just can turn blue if it turns into a doji. If you can get to a 10-cent move every single day, depending on your share size, 10-cent move can be very, very profitable for you. Think about it. You take 1,000 shares of a $2, $3 stock and you get a 10-cent move, you've made $100. You had to put in $3,000 worth of equity, which is more than sufficient with a small account. But you made $100 on that 10-cent move. Do that twice, and that's 50 grand a year. You do that every day. Still at it, yeah. Well, I say still at it. Trying to find a bit of something to actually trade. I got in. I didn't want to get in there. Wanted to get in for the break of the $1/4. Got a bit of a flat top at the $1/4, which was significant. But there we go. If I can get 10 cents on this, I'll be happy. It's a little bit quick to the trigger, but let's see. I'll get out if it breaks 320. That's my stop. Looking for I'm looking for 10 cents. Oh, 335, 334. That's a good day's trading, that Penn State. Do that every day, you're on a 6-figure salary, which is top 5% globally. Well, today's not a no trade day then. I'm not feeling this at all, that doji, and here we go. Still got 5,000 shares in here. 31. Can we get 35? There we go. We'll take half off and we'll put a 10-cent trail in there. The rest. Hey, look, at this moment in time, I think I'm with you, Pen. Look, any day, any green day is a good day. So we're 250 up at the moment on this trade. Worst case scenario is that's where we're finishing, because I've got a 10-cent stop in place. 10-cent trailing stop. I'll just look at what else is moving. If anything, nothing. Nvidia's moving up. I like Nvidia. That's an exit indicator right there. That little doji at the top. So I'm just going to get out whilst I'm ahead. Oh, well, okay. I got that little doji was an exit indicator for me, so I thought I might as well take the profit rather than let it come all the way back down. So $375. It's a profitable day. It's a green day, but at this moment in time, it doesn't look like it's going to be much more than that. So, hey, if you could make $375 a day, is that going to make every day of the week? It's not about earnings. Exactly, base hits. That's what you're going to talk about. Yes, you can get the home runs, and that's what I was doing in August. I was swinging for the fences every time, and it was going for me a lot of the time, and then it went against me a few times. So I had big drawdowns that I would have to come back from. And you know what? That's fine. Just not feeling this in terms of volatility. The moves are just not presenting themselves. This key level 340, I would say, on the 5 minute. You can get above 340. It's a bit of a window to 355. I would say 340 to 355 is an opportunity, but let's see if it makes 340. No, I'm not doing power hour tonight. I don't do power hour on Fridays. I'm actually, since I got back from my holiday, I think I only did the 1 power hour, and I just wasn't feeling it. So, but still a bit of it. It's taken me a while to get over the jet lag. So I'll be back at it in earnest on Monday for sure. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed the stream, make sure you've hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. Make sure you've hit the like count on TikTok. We've had a good number of likes on TikTok. If you want to learn how to trade, check out the links in the description or in my link tree. and I'll be happy to teach you. Join the community. You get access to the Day Trade with Tony private Discord with all of the other students and traders, which is you know, a really good trading community that's growing now. If you want to learn how to find stocks that move, check out Benzinga. Again, link in the description or in my link tree on TikTok, whichever. If you go to my link tree on TikTok, you can reach out to me directly. All my socials are up there as well. My email's up there. So, you know, if you want to reach out to me, just send me a message. I'm happy to respond to any questions or you know, give any answers to any queries. In the meantime, I will take my dog for a walk, my pup for a walk, and it's a nice sunny day in Dublin. We'll go for a walk around the yeah, she knows what we're talking about. It. We'll go for a walk around the lake, and we'll see what happens when I come back. It's not looking like it's going to be one of those big days. I do target myself on 5,000 a day, but some days it's not realistic to expect that, and today's one of those. So I'll be back at it Monday, 90 minutes before the market opens, guys. That's 8 a.m. market time, New York, East Coast. It's 1 p.m. here in Ireland. It's 1 p.m. in the UK as well, because it's the same time zone. It's 2 p.m. in Europe. So if you're in Turkey, Bodrum, if you're in if you like tapas and you're in Spain, or you're cruising around the Mediterranean, wherever you are, work out the time zones for yourself, and I'll be back at it 90 minutes before the market opens on Monday. In the meantime, guys, enjoy your weekend. I hope you have a profitable remaining of your day and a lovely weekend, and we'll be back at it fresh on Monday. I'll see you then. Thanks for joining me today on Quadruple, a very low eventful quadruple witching